The 100% win rate is doomed again.
Rip.
This is this is the season of win rate destruction coming in from these new teams. The One and Beyond the Game are just destroying these 100% win rates. 10-1 on Tomb of the Spider Queen for RPG now.
You could argue, though, that RPG was kind of begging for it with the draft once again they chose. I just don't understand it.
It had logic. It's just they could have been so much safer and had a very similar effect.
And
But
big
now
kudos
it's
too
beyond the game's
to BTG for just going full man mode, saying well met, and going Uther into double poison. Like, it's crazy.
I mean, it nearly cost them the game, but their patience was a virtue, and Tassadar was able to win it for them. Well, we have one of RPG's worst maps versus one of Beyond the Game's only maps that they have played so far.
Very true. So Infernal Shrines it is, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, devastating looks here. Not too happy RPG that is. They definitely imagined this season to go differently. But they have stabilized before, yesterday and the day before. Can they do it again? They need to if they want to salvage the situation and get at least a couple of points out of it.
Yeah, and at this point, Tasban. That was rough. That was very rough. He's big AoE. He enables freaking everything that's in the meta right now, except for a Dahaka. Just get rid of him.
I would agree. Teams should definitely fall back on banning more Tassadar, maybe more Illidan, depending on what they want to go for. I mean, it's always rough letting Genji through, but there are other heroes we have seen in the past now that can just tear it up as much as he can. Well, RPG seems to disagree.
Well, they're hovering. They're hovering Genji because they're first pick. That's not right.
You pick him, you don't ban him. Okay, there we go. Sorry.
Okay, that's better. There we go.
Sorry for getting a little bit
wrong
vocal.
king. Yeah, wrong king. Not King of the Alliance, Lich King. Much more suitable ban.
I'm suffering from severe symptoms of Varian not getting played too much.
And there is that Genji ban. Tas first pick. Easy peasy.
Yep.
Drafting at 101 at this point. Well, at least what it should be. Oh, okay. This is where it starts to unravel a bit. With Arthur's ban, they've opened the door to Illidan. There's
Very true. They have opened the door wide open and say, "Come in, Illidan. Have a good time." No, there's still other cameras available.
They just open the door and they're just shouting into the ether. Yeah, you know what we haven't had in a while? Some hatred. And it's like, my moment is now, as we do. We do see Sonya and Rhaegar. Very solid draft so far for RPG 2. Chicken getting a Sonya this time. This is a little bit more sustainable, a little less reliant on the perfect VP.
Yeah. Have we seen Chicken on the Sonya in the past, though? I can't recall.
Yes, we have. I will tell you his win rate once I uploaded it.
Yeah, it would surprise me if he's played it more than twice, because I'm totally getting struck by this. I can't recall Chicken on the Sonya tearing things up.
It's definitely not one of his favorites. Chicken, heroes. Okay, Sonya, 2 games.
Wow, nailed it.
Yeah, 50% win rate. 1 win, 1 loss.
Well, I mean, I think it's still good against Illidan, quite frank. Like, there's only so much you can do wrong on a Sonya, and it involves heavy ham going. And you just need to be completely bonkers if you want to heavily screw up on Sonya. So it's a very safe hero. Doesn't require the most of experience. No disrespect to Sonya mains out there, but she's just very powerful in general right now.
Chicken still has a 100% win rate on Varian, Alarak, and Uther.
Did I hear Varian?
Yep, he has a 100 win rate on Varian out of 1 game.
To be honest, I just don't understand why China doesn't pick him anymore.
But I don't know if it's up to date.
I just don't understand why they're not picking Varian anymore in China. Of course, I'm a little bit biased when it comes to that, but I still think that China, as a whole region in general right now, they need to switch things up a little bit more, because it always seems that certain hero combos seem to work, whereas others don't work at all.
I really think that Colossal Smash Varian is actually an incredibly solid counter to Tassadar comps.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Colossal Smash, Shattering Throw. Just make sure you pick your target, doesn't matter who they are, because they're going to be vulnerable and they're going to have no shield.
Yeah. One other attack on Shattering Throw variant is normally enough to destroy a plasma shield.
The shield isn't up. You wait for it to be activated and use the activatable. It's easy peasy.
And then the moment Tassadar goes into Arcan form, you just drop the activatable of Shattering Throw and you demolish the initial shield on the Tassadar Arcan. There's so many ways you can use that hero. And as Tetris said, the 75 armor reduction is just massive. Huge.
It's not 75, it's 25.
What? Oh, my bad. Did I say 75?
25 is it? 25 is it? You did say 75. 75 is the maximum armor can go up to. 25 is the minus 25 is the minimum it can go down.
Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
You got my bag.
I got you. I got you. So, we do have a Valor and a Burden. So far, this is a solid draft for BTG. I think they do need to go for a second support, though. Or a second tank. Wouldn't mind that.
Oh yeah, they definitely need a full tank. They could even consider the likes of ETC, which I wouldn't hate, especially against an Illidan hero as well. I mean, two of the major counters have been banned already. Anubrek and Arthas, both Northwind warriors, are normally fantastic against the Illidan. The Cocoon, you can disable the support, or you can disable Illidan, whatever you prefer. But what does Wang play? ETC, there we go. Happy about that.
Chromie, banned out last game, makes a resurgence this time. It's a bit vulnerable to Illidan, unless you go for the time trap build, in which case you are just trolling him.
Yeah, I would definitely prefer the slowing stance overall.
Bing, hatred of ding, 10,000 ding. By that point, Chromie's placed down 3 more traps.
By the way, did you know, Thatcher, that with the rework of Chromie, which is about to hit us with the Kel'Thuzad patch, the 20 upgrade for Temper Loop did receive a change.
Oh, what does it do?
So instead of applying multiple AoE Temper Loops now, it causes Temper Loop to go off a second time.
Oh,
so after a few seconds, the hero gets back, thinks he's safe, and gets knocked back again into the original casting location, which is kind of nice.
I like it. You mess up the first time, or you're pressured, you can just move around and
exactly.
have another go. Yeah, I like it. How have time trap talents been changed, if any?
There is a talent, I forgot the name unfortunately, but if someone walks into your time trap, you get an immediate cooldown reset on your W and your Q. So on Sandblast and Dragon's Breath.
Oh, that's kind of huge.
That's kind of nice.
That's just perfect setup. That means you're always ready to react to your time trap.
And I think it comes at level 2 or 4 respectively for Chromie.
Kind of huge. And down. I like it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the drafts have been decided. We did in fact see the second support like we did predict for BTG. It's going to be the Ariel for them. Not the best against Chromie, but they do have Uther with them too. So they have that extra protection.
There we go. Very interesting to see. RPG, they need to show us what they've got. Otherwise, they're going to lose points. And they cannot afford that if they want to defend their title as, you know, the 3rd best, 4th best team in the league. So, can they do it? Can they pull it off? Remains to be seen. However, I'm extremely confident when it comes to cheering for BTG. One of the teams that looks incredibly powerful. And ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to jump right on in the second map. BTG in RPG. Joining and spawning on the left-hand side in the blues, we have RPG once again with Chicken on the Sonya, Wang's playing the Mighty Cow ETC, Sar plays the Rhaegar, Infinity on Tassadar, and Loktar on his favorite damage gnome, it is the Chromie.
And on the right, it's Beyond the Game with A on Uther, 619 on Muradin, Fish back on Illidan, MJ on the Ariel, and ST playing the Valor. Wait, which hero was Fish? Oh, on the Ragnarok. That would be the first time. That means last game was the first time Fish has not played Illidan.
Very true. So he's not a one-trick Illidan anymore. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to see that he can play other heroes as well. But of course, that's to be expected.
Kendrick, auto attack Uther.
Yes,
He's
I'm
here.
loving it. No, I really do.
That is cooldown reduction. And the point of that is to try and interrupt Sonya as much as possible. Combine that with Skullcracker, so much consistent CC. Not as much as RPG, though, who have HGC and Sonya for lots of lockdown.
Once again, no immolation, by the way, on Illidan's side. We see the Battered Assault giving him a damage bonus, longer damage bonus, I should say, after the dive here. But remains to be seen. I always like the AoE damage for Shrine Control, for Mercenary Clear, but we have seen crazy Battered Assault Illidan's in the past, so we're not going to argue too much.
Yeah, and let's be honest, Illidan's Wave Clear is still pretty acceptable.
Oh, yeah.
On its own, even without the immolation. Battle Assault seems to be a little bit more popular. Really, immolation only coming in when you're going for a full split push style. If you're planning on Metamorphosis, which there's a very high possibility with this double support style, then it is Battle Assault away.
Uh-oh, do I sense a little bit of 365 here on Infinity's build? I think I do. Loctite's build, excuse me.
You are correct. It is a QQ, and once again, their blow-up potential increases. Sonya, ETC, Rhaegar jump, and then that single target Chromie damage. Well, two target because it pierces Chromie damage. But their blow-up potential now is kind of crazy, so as long as they just reset people once Divine Shield or Aegis are off cooldown, then they're going to have a good time.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for the Chromie build, guys. We saw it a couple of times in China already. 365 from Hot Slatey basically brought it up first on the stream. And we were giving it a little bit of, you know, slack. We were kind of laughing about it. But boy, were we proven wrong when...
Oh, it worked.
Yeah, it worked like a charm.
So, trap build. This time it is acceptable to go for the trap at level 7. This is why I thought 365 was going for it last time, but he did pick a little bit of extra AoE damage. But right now, they're against Illidan, it would be huge. Wang is dying, Wang is dead.
Wang is body blocked by his own team, poor guy.
Fish able to get the final blow there, but they're even able to get Sonya as well, and RPG are getting wrecked in this early game. Goodbye.
I'm tempted to throw an early GG for RPG there, because if they continue to fight like that, I don't think they can do much against this onslaught double supported Illidan comp. They didn't even have the faint call, the faint chance. There was nothing that spoke in their favor. They just got demolished.
They have plenty of time, though. This is very early days for them, and Chromie did gain a lot of stacks from that fight, so that might be enough. By the way, with that movement speed, this is a full hammer build, and that makes me very happy.
Oh yeah, hammer it up every now and then, baby. Look at the 619 basically jumping over the wall, followed by Uther as well. Well met. The stun chain. I'm losing my words here, but that was crazy.
It is crazy indeed. Punisher straight through the first fort. Chromie still gaining stacks though. Creeping her way there. Sonya soaking top. Rhaegar soaking mid. They're not out of the game, but oh my god, are they getting started? That's a good guy's banner. I like it beyond the game.
Wow, very impressive. Very impressive. Illidan now, careful though.
He's 2v1 and he's gone.
Oh.
Nice.
How much is the fish? Well, certainly
trap
too
build,
expensive.
No trap build, still Dragon's Eye.
Yeah.
More auto attack talents for Uther going for the Hand of Protection. Remember, auto attacks with the Hand of Protection reduce the cooldown of that version of Cleanse.
Do you know the song by Scooter, How Much Is a Fish? Used to be a real classic in the 90s.
I do not know how much is the fish. I do know how much is that doggy in the window.
Oh, so everybody out there, you better look it up on YouTube right now. Scooter, just like you would spell Scooter, and you type in how much is the fish. I'm pretty sure Solid Jake somewhere is having an epiphany, because I know for a fact that he's a big Scooter fan. And I want that to become the anthem of fish from BTG, because boy, is he hard to catch.
That seems like a good idea. So, 619 eating more Sand Blasts, but he's pretty tanky, but he is still giving Chromie stacks.
Yep, here we go. More than a level lead on the side of BTG already, and things might snowball out of control very soon if they unlock the level 10s in time. Now, level 7 for Tassadar, he's still waiting and debating what he should go for. He can go for the Psionic range, dropping these storms and shields from a greater distance. Sometimes people like to go for the increased slow in a Psi Storm. I think that might actually be worth considering, because you need to keep that Illidan in check.
Possibly. That seems completely reasonable here. We'll see if that is what they go for. He's taking his time with that decision.
Slowing Sands, I'm glad to see that.
Yep, it's going for the extra ability range. Just got to keep that Sonya safe.
Here we go.
Hope that she can deal with the Illidan.
I think going for Temper Loop here would have been near suicidal, because there's no way you're going to be able to burst someone down with Uther and Oriel. Double protection in the mix, wise choice, whereas the slow from Slowing Sands can really just cripple the enemy's advance on a shrine, for example. We once again see the Metamorphosis. No, the Hunt coming in. I don't think it's needed either, because Fish is all about team fighting so far.
Indeed, and with this Bastard Assault, it makes a lot more sense. We did predict it right at the start. And right now, RPG just going to ignore the objective. They are going to go straight for a counter push because they don't have 10 yet.
Exactly. They ignore this shrine altogether, which is a very smart call. Instead, they're trying to soak 2 lanes, maybe even get some structural experience from the bottom onslaught here. The Mercenary Camp is going to help out a little bit to keep this lane under control. Did you see that whole light heal, by the way, from Uther? He's trying to keep his own mercenaries safe and sound for as long as possible.
Honestly, more of that. That's always good. Healing your mercenaries, get that value. Especially on the shamans, where they just can consistently spawn value the longer they're alive. So, Sonya, Wrath of the Berserker, Archon, Ancestral Healing, and the Mosh Pit to go with that Slowing Sand, 619. Chasing away Sonya, but the longer these two stay down here, the more value this Punisher in the top's going to get.
I was going to say, you shouldn't really deal with that Muradin too much. He's never going to fall to a Sonya Tassadar combo, even if they tried really hard. So Infinity needs to get the hell out of there, so does Chicken. And on the other hand, Muradin can now stall them and prevent them from teleporting back, and that's exactly what he's doing. They're fighting with a numbers disadvantage, RPG that is.
Yes, they are, but they have managed to pull the Punisher. They're not fighting the enemy team, just the Punisher, and because of that, they were able to clean and also soak. They lost top. Who would? It's very hard to say whether they would have lost more or less if they actually had all 5 members, but I would say that was actually relatively okay for them.
Definitely not the worst trade for them, that's for sure. All the heroics are still at the ready, but they need to get something done relatively soon. But don't you like how BTG is just out-dancing them? Because the moment they fight a straight-up 5 versus 5 against that Mosh Pit Sonya combo, they're running a risk they're running the risk of just falling prey and losing members. So all they do is just, you know, out-rotate them, out-dance them, just always take mercenary camps instead and never really go for the straight-up confrontations. It's almost like BTG emulated and assimilated the style of RPG from last season.
Indeed, it's working very well for them so far. They're playing around RPG. Sandblast doesn't hit Fish here. It's able to defend very quickly, not getting the stun. But they might get murdered. Nope, Avatar is dropped. Slowing Sands, buying time, but ETC gets blown up before the Ancestral can land. At the end of this fight for RPG, unless they can blow up Fish here. But Fish, friend or foe to his allies, even the Chromie damage isn't enough. And well, Slowing Sands was very well placed, but it's not enough.
Yeah, the time trap unfortunately interfering here because it prevented the power slide stun from ETC on the Muradin. So a little bit of luck going on here for 619, but that's all part of the game sometimes. Maybe the time trap should have placed somewhere differently as well. So RPG a little bit to blame there as well. No mosh pit used also because he got blown up so quickly. I think if he had survived that ancestor healing, he could have turned around with the mosh pit and the whole fight would have looked differently.
Heal on chicken, Ancestral
good.
This time landing! Mosh Pit is dropped! No Entertainment Strike! Where's the Entertainment Strike? Not available, the Aegis though, keeping Valor alive. She gets Divisive the second it pops. Illidan staying alive with the Metamorphosis as well. And what a save by BTG! That should have just been a full team wipe against them there.
If only the follow-up damage had been there. The mosh pit was glorious. It was true Wang fashion, always going in when he's needed, but there was no Sonya to capitalize on it, no Chromie insights as well, and as such, BTG, you know, they could just walk out of there, all in good pieces, all in good shape. Unfortunate for RPG.
Slowing Sands is dropped, nice position. Fish is now very isolated from his team, good Chromie damage, being dropped, good stun. Fish, friend or foe, and MJ, all taking a lot of damage, 619 just stuck in the sand. And BTG is starting to get whittled down here.
Yeah, this could be a nice win for RPG. Winning a purple Arcane Punisher despite being a level down, but they must not get too ahead of themselves. Illidan joining the fray with a flank from behind.
He's on the backline trying to get to Locktar. He gets caught in the time trap. 619 is here as well. Everyone else is completely zoned down from the slowing sands. ST rolls through but gets knocked back in. They kill Chromie though. Fish, relentless. And they all healed up from dropping low. They're able to take the fight and take the Punisher barely. 34 for RPG. They got close.
And guess what? Chromie would have been the only hero who could have maybe poked from a safe distance, excuse me.
Yeah.
To maybe get enough skeletons in and snatch that Punisher away from the enemy team. But as a result, nothing along those lines happened. And the Arcane Punisher is going to prove a valuable ally when it comes to pushing. This is so smart, Tetra. Destroying the sidewall, so clever.
Yeah, gives them nice escape route in case they get caught or in case they overextend. Allows them to wrap around, see if they can get a good angle for the Punisher. So many advantages. Unfortunately, it does mean that Illidan has one less escape route, but since when does Illidan actually try to escape to anything but an ally this game? Double Punisher stun, lots of damage onto Infinity, who is able to pull back, but took a lot of damage in the meantime.
A lot of damage, and the keep is not looking good anymore, Tetra. There's a lot of damage hailing from the skies with that Chromie, but BTG double support is too powerful.
Down goes the keep. Illidan's in the back line, putting pressure onto Locktar. Wang, once again, still has Mosh Pit, but everyone's so split, he can't just focus on the back line because Illidan is causing too much pressure. Fish is starting to go down. Raid of Vengeance, keeping him safe though. Finally, HGC moving in, looking for the opportunity, but he's giving Fish an escape route. There's the Mosh Pit, grabbing a 3. Muradin is miles away, but he's keeping the damage out of the fight. They're keeping Chromie busy. The Aegis keeps him alive.
No way.
Illidan finally gets killed off, but Muradin is just about to kill Chromie. No, she gets out! But instead, it's going to be Wang who gets dropped.
Yeah, and they wasted so many cooldowns, so much damage on the Illidan. Sonya ends up falling as well. And look at the health bar. Just look at the health bars. They're all nearly completely full. And with those death timers at level 16, 14 for RPG, or should I say against RPG, that core might be a fallen one relatively soon. Only Locktar, only Saw are left. And can those two hold it off?
Locktar's trying, dropping so much damage. We saw there the Sonya in the last fight get wrecked by the cooldown reduction, Hammer of Justice from Uther.
Yeah, you need to reach the Vala.
Skullcracker from Muradin. Beautiful play. That's GG, and beyond the game, they move into first place along with Start Over Again and Super Perfect Team.
What a way to show up here in their very first season of HGC China, not showing any respect to the well-established teams like RPG, like CE before them. A clean 2-0 victory, giving them 3 juicy points. And as Tetra said, they're now at the top of the table with SOA and SPT. Those men in black look good, Tetra.
Yes, they do. Newcomers to the league, and they are impressing. Next week, as we already said, they play against both SOA and SPT. They have a brilliant next week for us to try to see who is going to begin to emerge as the leader of the HGC China Gold League.